So if you've been following me throughout the summer, I've had a phenomenally profitable baseball season, but there's nothing better than kicking off the college football campaign with two easy winners, Cincinnati over UCLA on Thursday, and then last night, Colorado over Colorado State, and you got both of those winners as the half-price play of the day release. And today I'm going to come right back and do it again. 30-point burial blowout. I think it's the best bet on today's card, and you get it as the half-price play of the day simply by using coupon code BLOWOUT. But today, once more, the featured discount promo code is going to be 30%, where, again, I'm rewarding you for your patronage, for your loyalty, for those of you that have been betting baseball throughout these dog days of summer. 30%, the single biggest discount coupon code that I make available to you all year long. I do it twice a year, right at the beginning of June, coming out of the NBA playoffs, and again right now, before a lot of the regular players come back for week 1 of the NFL season to reward you for your patronage during the summer. It's a 30% off discount coupon code, good for any combination of picks and or packages. Only stipulation, you've got to put everything in your shopping cart at one time to maximize your savings. If you're in the middle of a long-term package with a handicapper and you want to extend it out further, and an instant rebate, if you've got one, it is applicable as well. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always contact customer service. For those of you that are interested, for me, I have a different type of package here at the site, FYI. I don't believe in a long-term package in terms of, hey, you buy 100 days of action, you buy 60 days of action. With me, you buy a number of plays because I am not ever going to be enslaved by the calendar. And what I mean is this. If I don't like a particular day or a particular schedule, I take a pass. I refuse to release plays on days where I'm not playing games. If I'm not going to like a card, I'm not going to force a play. I believe that enhances my ability to win. It increases my winning percentage. And hell, I'm not telling you anything new if you've been following me. So I sell packages of days. If you want to buy 100 days of service, well, you're going to get maybe 100 plays, but it may take 115 days to get those plays. That's how it goes. But you can get all the descriptions over on my homepage. With that being said, let's get to your complimentary plays, and all your other discounts and promo codes are over on the homepage. I'll run these in reverse chronological order. USC is a 13.5-point favorite tonight against Fresno State. Listen, I know the success that Jeff Tedford has had with Fresno State over the past couple of years. It's undeniable, but these are not the same Bulldogs that were so dominant in the Mountain West Conference a year ago. This is a team that has to replace their starting quarterback. Who was it? Marcus McMaryion from a year ago. A team that has to replace 4 starting offensive linemen, 4 of its 5 top tacklers a year ago. This is not the same defense that allowed just 14.1 points a year ago, which was the 3rd fewest amount of points allowed in Division I ball a year ago. This is not the same defense that has yielded 30 or fewer points in 25 straight games. No, that team, those teams, they're gone. This is a rebuilding team. And it is true that Tedford has brought in a better quality recruit to Fresno State's program. But it's going to take time to replace that much talent. Now, USC, it's do or die time for Clay Helton. It's why he went out originally and hired Cliff Kingsbury to be his offensive coordinator to install the new run and shoot offense. Well, that didn't work out, so when Kingsbury abandoned him and took the Arizona Cardinals job, he got the next best thing, and he went out and got Graham Harrell. Did I say run and shoot? I meant the air raid attack, but hey, it's almost the same damn thing. Graham Harrell, another one of those disciples from the Mike Leach coaching tree. He ran it successfully when he was a quarterback at Texas Tech. He's a disciple of it, and he's got the talent at USC to install it. And the great thing with the air raid attack, and it's why so many high school coaches run it in the state of of Texas is that it's not a hard offense to assimilate. As Harold likes to even joke, he's got 7 plays. He doesn't even have a playbook, he says. Whether it's true or not, it's not a hard offense to get your players assimilated in. And he's got a top-notch quarterback in J.T. Daniels. He's got a great bevy of wide receivers and great offensive talent. This USC team, I believe, is going to put plenty of points on the board. The problem is the other side of the line of scrimmage, because the Trojans couldn't stop anybody last year. But I don't think Fresno State has the offensive talent to match USC in points here tonight. I talk often about how we have the advantage the opening weeks of the sport season, no matter the sport, against the odds makers, because they don't know anything more about these teams than you or I. That's why in the opening weeks the numbers are soft. I showed you that with Cincinnati UCLA on Thursday. I proved it again with Colorado State last night. I believe in my 30-point blowout. My best bet tonight, I've got another mismatch where a number is soft. This is my second best play, I have to be honest with you, on the card today. I believe this number is soft as well. I think USC rolls in this one by 20 or more. That's why it's my favorite free pick today, because it's my second best bet on the card. I believe in narrowing down a card and playing one single game a day. If I was to play 2, this would be my second selection on the card today. USC would be the play. Another interesting game today, 7:30 Eastern Time kickoff in Jerry's World in Arlington. You've got Auburn taking on Oregon. I think the battle here comes down to this: the experienced quarterback against the inexperienced quarterback. You got Justin Herbert, who's going for Oregon, a guy who bypassed an opportunity to perhaps be the number 1 quarterback drafted in April in the draft. Instead, he returned for another season in Eugene, going up against Auburn's Bo Nix, true freshman, highly talented. Gus Malzahn now taking over the play calling duties for the Tigers for the first time in 3 years. Although many in Auburn believe, even though he wasn't the offensive coordinator, he has been the de facto offensive coordinator. But this is what he's known for: his talent in calling plays. Well, the Auburn offense has been so-so the last couple of years. Now, who's going to have the advantage here? Well, I think really, ultimately, this game hinges on 2 points: the quarterback play, point number 1, and the defensive play, point number 2. Auburn has a lot of defensive talent returning, but it doesn't necessarily mean that defensive talent has been any good, because Oregon's defense sucked last year. Now, Auburn has a lot of defensive talent returning as well, and it's pretty damn good. Now, Mario Cristobal, the Oregon head coach, has tried to build what he says he wants to build an SEC program in the Pac-12. Well, good luck with that, Mario. But I think in tonight's game, you've got Auburn as a 3.5-point favorite. I've got to grab whatever points I can with Oregon, because I just don't know how this Auburn offense is going to be able to move the ball here tonight. Not because Oregon's defense is any good, but because I don't know if Auburn's offense at this stage of the season is going to be able to gel quickly enough. The Tigers' ground game the past couple of years has been underwhelming. And again, you've got all the pressure on a freshman quarterback who, no matter how good he was in high school, how's he going to perform in his first game in a neutral site against an Oregon offense that should be able to move the ball? Although, here's that little asterisk next to this selection, although Justin Herbert has proven not to be exactly the most reliable quarterback on the road during his career in Eugene. Although I do like Oregon plus the points, and of course at 3.5, I'm buying this point up on Oregon, anywhere from 2.5 up to 4 in this particular situation. Your other complimentary play. Let's take a look at the game between Nebraska and South Alabama. Listen, South Alabama's no good. I mean, this is a money grab game. I think I read a report that they're going to get like $1.2 million to come to Lincoln. Of course, last year, Scott Frost's debut for the Cornhuskers was rained out. Well, naturally, today it's going to rain like crazy in Lincoln probably for this game, but I do like Nebraska minus the 36 points in this one. Yeah, 36 points. But the only thing here, much like I talked about on Thursday's video report with the Clemson-Georgia Tech contest, is that you have to be worried about what's going to happen in the second half of this game, because it could resemble an NFL preseason game, because Nebraska may be clearing the bench. But I give you this caveat. Just like the Clemson analysis I brought to you on Thursday night. Clemson had a big look-ahead game the following week, next week with Texas A&M. Well, Nebraska has a big game as well, but unlike Clemson playing in Death Valley against Texas A&M, Nebraska, week number 2, next week, is going on the road to take on Colorado. And they saw Colorado put up a hell of a lot of points last night against Colorado State. So I think Scott Frost is going to use this game. Yes, he's going to get a lot of those second and third stringers in there in the second half, but he's got to make sure his offense has got to be finely tuned. And he's got a good quarterback to do it with Adrian Martinez, who last year accounted for a little over 3,200 yards in total offense, 17 passing touchdowns, another 7 on the ground. The Jaguars come from the Sun Belt Conference. Listen, this is a team that gave up a ton of points last year. Matter of fact, they allowed opponents to score on nearly 93% of their possessions in the Sun Belt. That was in the red zone. That was the second highest percentage in all of Division I football a year ago. They gave up so many points. I mean, I was going through their schedule. It was just sickening how many points they gave up to so many teams last year. I mean, I had some of the numbers here. They gave up 38 at home to Troy State, 38 at home to Louisiana Lafayette, 48 at Georgia Southern, 52 at App State, 52 at Memphis. They played twice against Oklahoma State. They gave up 55 in Stillwater. They gave up 44 at home. They gave up 47 to Ole Miss. I mean, this team was like giving a free pass to get into the end zone. I think they're going to give up probably 52 to 57 points today. And that's why I think Nebraska getting the points or laying the points is the way to go. So of those complementary plays, again, USC would be my number 1 choice today. I think Oregon and Nebraska would be right there, tied for the number 2 position. That'll do it, guys. I wish you well, and I'll talk to you again on Sunday.